Welcome to Presentation, Ponder, Practice. We are looking at things this week that we must put on, found in the New Testament. These things make us pleasing to God, equip us for Christian living, determine our manner of living, and affect our eternal destiny. In a previous episode, we considered putting on Christ. Romans chapter 13, verse 14, and Galatians chapter 3, verse 27. After dying to self, that is, putting to death the old man and his ways, in baptism we are raised, resurrected to walk in newness of life. In the new life, we are to put on the new man. Listen to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 24. And, in addition to laying aside the old man and being renewed in the spirit of your mind, and put on the new self, literally the new man, which is in the likeness of God, has been created in righteousness and holiness of the truth. When a person gives his or her life to Christ, there results a change in mind and spiritual attitude. This transformation to a new way of thinking and a new way of connecting with God is a continuous process, according to verse 23. Verse 24 speaks of decisive action when it states, and put on the new self, the new man. This one decisive action is baptism. The new self is created in God's likeness, literally according to God, or created according to God. This new man, created according to God in righteousness, is in a right relationship with other people, and holiness, in a right relationship with God, which is of the truth. Some rules are given then in verses 25 through 32, which must be adopted as the new spiritual lifestyle. These rules help us relate to one another in godly ways and help us in relation to God in relating to Him properly. The idea of being created in God's likeness is similar to what's expressed in Colossians chapter 3 and verse 10, that we put on the new self who is being renewed to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created him. God is constantly working on Christians created in His image, renewing their mind, renovating their knowledge in His own image so that they become more like Him. We are changed to be like God, to act as He acts. God's work to renew us as His son or daughter is for the purpose of leading us to full knowledge of Him, the one who created us. In baptism, the old self is done away with so that the new self is raised. The new self thinks and spiritually connects with God in ways that the old self could not and would not. The change in thinking and spiritual connection change the person's behavior. As God continues to mold us, we become more like Him as we learn more about Him. We become a suitable representation of God for those around us to see. Have you put on Christ? This is done in baptism. Have you put on the new self? This is what the babe in Christ must put on. Are you living as the new self, or have you lapsed back into living like the old self? This has been the presentation, which included some things to be pondered. Now you must find something to put into practice. May God bless you in your relationships with other people, and especially your relationship with Him.